So as I explore Surah Baqarah, the cow, I want to go back and forth and kind of just analyze text from a different perspective. I'm in no rush. So I don't want to rush through this, and I kind of want to enjoy it. I was thinking, I was on a bike ride actually, riding my bike. No, I wasn't listening to music or anything. I was just kind of thinking, because if you read and you think, then you can think while you read. And I thought of this verse in the surah, this ayah in the surah, and it's ayah number 6 in Surah 2, the cow, Al-Baqarah, and it goes, as for those who persist in disbelief, it is the same whether you warn them or not. They will never believe. God has sealed their hearts, and their hearing and their sight is covered. They will suffer a tremendous punishment. So a couple things here, right? So God has sealed their hearts, assuming that you can perceive with your heart. So I know you can, you ever had a heartbreak, and you can perceive love with your heart. That's what I really believe. So their hearts are black and they can't see, which is a fascinating concept, right? That just means that not only that they can't see with their eyes, but maybe they can't see with their soul. So because they can't see with their soul, they don't have an understanding of morality, of right and wrong. They don't understand the morality of right and wrong. Therefore, and then they're on top of their heart, their eyes are blind. Their ears are sealed. So their sight is covered, they can't hear, but also they can't feel, because the heart is sealed. And they will suffer a tremendous punishment. That's actually the only ayah that I wanted to discuss for this video. I think it's interesting, because I don't think that it's 100% determined, or maybe it is. Tell me in the comments. But I'm not 100% convinced that they'll only suffer in the hereafter. So if there is a heaven and a hell, I mean, that's up to God to put those people in hell or put people in heaven, depending on where they are. But is it possible, actually, that if you have a sealed heart now, you can't see between right and wrong now, you're gonna live a worse life? Well, I mean, look around, right? If you have a sealed heart, what do you do? Well, I know this for a fact. People who drink alcohol, they do it to run away from something. So I know that there's an issue with people, like in Canada. I live in Canada, obviously. And in Canada, we have a huge issue with narcotics, with drugs and alcohol. And I think what's happening is people don't have meaning. So because they don't have meaning, they go to drugs and alcohol. So they actually blind themselves. And I would say that alcohol is a soul suppressor. It suppresses who you are. You drink and you forget. So think about it. Why, when people are in pain, they go to alcohol? Alcohol is a depressant. It makes them feel more pain, but then they keep going to alcohol, and it's like a cycle from the bottom, a cycle towards the bottom, boom, boom, boom. So what's happening is people are forgetting where they are. There's bars in front of them, and there's bars behind them. There's a cover on their heart. They can't see, they can't hear, and they deny the so-called truth. And regardless if you believe in Islam or God or not, you can't deny that there is a way that you should live your life that can make your life better. In one of my previous videos, I was talking about how giving to charity actually makes you feel better. Being kind to your mother actually feels better. But what about working hard? What about waking up early in the morning? What about exercising? What about going to the gym? What about being a kind person? What about being thankful while you're here? Do the disbelievers, are they thankful for being here? And if they're thankful for being here, who are they thankful to? Right? Are they thankful to the unconscious universe? And if they're thankful to the unconscious universe, how did they get their consciousness? So just food for thought, right? Is it possible then that people who are sealed, their eyes, their ears, their hearts are covered? Is it possible that right now on this planet, they are leading their path to destruction? And then when you die, your soul goes to what you were doing when you were alive. And if that's the case, does that make sense? Like, the people who, if you live a bad life here, then why wouldn't you live a bad life in the afterlife? And this idea makes sense to you because the reality is that you are consciousness living inside of a body. Look at your hands, right? I mean, you control them. But are they yours, or are you just observing it? When you sleep, do you control if you go to sleep, or does sleep take you over? So if you're not in full control of your body, then is it really yours? Or are you just the observer of your own body in a lot of ways? So if you can't see and you can't hear, you can't really you can't really observe, and then you end up on a destructive path. If anybody here is from Toronto, go downtown, go see what's happening. People don't have meaning. They don't have meaning in their life. So what are they doing? What are they doing? Drinking all day. Look at I was riding my bike and I saw a homeless guy, messed up shirt, eyes all messed up, and I was thinking, like, what happened to that guy in his life? He was once a baby. He was once a little baby. He was once a little baby. And now he's right now he's in hell. He might not be in hell like the fire that you see in the afterlife, but you don't think that guy's in hell right now. You're mistaken. If you didn't, would you want to trade places with him? That person is in hell. Why are they in hell? How did they get there? How can you avoid going there? And then what is the opposite direction of that? Maybe it's waking up early. Maybe it's working hard. Maybe it's being thankful that you're here. I don't know. It's a real cool book. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Because I think the devil is like tiny little handshakes that you make with the devil. It's moral relativism, where you're not really sure if you're doing the right thing, and it happens slowly. Like the devil whispers into your ear, "Come on, do it. Do this thing." And you don't know where you're going. Why? Because your eyes are covered. Your heart is covered. You can't see. You can't see where you're going. So you're leading yourself to destruction. Or maybe the devil's leading you to destruction. You don't know where you're going. Thanks for listening.